Here she is for Ask the Lawyer. Lisa, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Happy to be here.
Listen to the difference between us. It's St. Patrick's Day, of course. You're all dressed in green. You look great. You said, I'm going to have some treats for you. And not only did you have treats, you had hats, you had cupcakes, and then you brought in some jell-o shots made with the strongest alcohol I've ever put in my mouth. I can tell you that. And you brought all that in for us. Now, what you don't know is Lisa got here about 5 or 6 minutes early, and I said to Dave, there's Lisa. Park her in the lobby. She's early.
She's nothing but gracious.
Go park her in the lobby. Then you come in, and it's nothing but fun and festival when you get here. That's exactly right. Quick question, then we're going to get all the calls. We just had this story about a woman who went and stole a rug off somebody's outdoor patio. A couple that wasn't expecting this. It was in Cincinnati. She came, she moved the furniture, she took the rug. Doorbell camera caught it. The couple's like, what in the world? You know, their rug has been stolen. A few days later, the woman comes back, puts the rug back, also on doorbell camera, with a note saying, I am so sorry. I thought this was a free rug I saw on Craigslist. Obviously, I got the wrong place. I apologize. She put it back. All is fine. If she hadn't put it back and police had somehow tracked her down, is it theft or is it not? Because I believe her that she saw this on Craigslist and it's either a prank or just an honest mistake. So would the police believe that if they went back to her?
I mean, you know, especially if she had the ad or something and she could see that it was a similar address, because intent is key to committing a crime. And if you did it by mistake, genuine mistake, not intoxication or something like that, voluntary, but, you know, a true mistake, she could get
That's what I thought. Okay, I figured as much. Let's get some calls here in. Brian is on the line. And if you want to call Lisa Lanier for free legal advice, it's 866-470-2GNC. Fair warning, we've all done a jell-o shot.
We did. It was a strong one, too.
As you said.
Yes.
Chris Demm said, God, what is that? Everclear.
Everclear,
The answer
baby.
is Everclear.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah.
You gave them Everclear?
Kelly's going to be blind before the next segment.
Kelly's wife won't be the only one getting a colonoscopy.
You'll be begging for one.
That's right. My wife's having a colonoscopy today. I know.
The prep is the worst.
She's doing that right now as we speak. Brian is on to talk about car repair with Lisa Lanier. Brian, go ahead, ask the lawyer.
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. Lisa, hey, thank you so much for your time. So I had the car repair done. I asked for information regarding their guarantee. They said, anything goes wrong with the car, we guarantee you 100%. Got the car back. A week later, I had to take it back to them. They ended up having the car for about 2 to 3 months, believe it or not, but they gave me a rental to cover my time, which was great. But then all of a sudden, this week, I got a bill for over $2,000 that I owed them more money. So they did the repair, they gave me the car back, and now I have a bill.
A $2,000 bill, even though they guaranteed their work the first time around. So I don't like that, where they say everything, guarantee. What are your thoughts?
So it'll be hard to prove that guarantee if it wasn't in writing. It sounds like it was just verbal. That'll be tough to prove. But, I mean, at $2,000 for additional work that you should have had done the first time, it sounds like. So you could take them to small claims court. And what happens a lot of times is you'll get it worked out there. You know, if you go ahead and there's actually a packet that you can get online from, if you just Google, North Carolina small claims, there's a great little packet, tells you how to do it, gives you the forms. It might be worth it for $2,000.
I think so.
But the problem is you're going to have to prove that guarantee because they don't. But to begin with, there is a workmanship warranty that's in any repair, even without the extra guarantee.
Right.
So I think you got a decent shot of prevailing if you take them to small claims court.
All right. That's good. Thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate it. You know what I've learned with your visits through the years is that there is a lot of times help waiting for you online, like this packet at small claims court. You advised me when I made an unfortunate agricultural purchase that there was a way to go through the Attorney General. Now, the Attorney General said, I've never seen someone as dumb as you.
Right.
This is obviously a joke case.
Right.
Right.
This is not real. This is like a test case.
Right.
You're not really that young, are you? This happens to the elderly.
We heard about you. You put on a football helmet and sat in your closet and talked to your lawyer. I did.
Yes,
I did.
I remember.
You recall that?
I remember.
There's a
was
fun fact, by the
that's a
way.
tough call.
I told Lisa I think someone who does the same type of con job was in our neighborhood. They knocked on my door the other day. I did not answer. I thought about sitting in the closet and calling you.
Yeah. I recommend it.
But I went for a walk yesterday, and I think I saw the same guys. They were they'd found a patsy like 4 or 5 streets over,
Yep.
and they had put pine straw about 4.5 feet thick on the yard. So that's how I know they're going to overcharge.
Oh, you know it.
That's the thing.
It's not just one bale.
Right. And they put pine straw all over, like out in the woods at my place. So they could come up with.
So they'll say we put 300 bales out.
That's right. And then they tried to charge me $7,000.
Yeah.
But I'm such.
They're everywhere.
But I'm so savvy. I talked them down to $4,000.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
Thank you,
Businessman.
Thank you. Roger has a medical question for Lisa Lanier. Ask the lawyer. Roger, go ahead.
Lisa, I'm prescribed Trilogy by my doctor. Well, since Christmas, I've been in the hospital 3 times with pneumonia. Well, I was watching TV the other night and saw a commercial for Trilogy, and it said one of the side effects was the risk of pneumonia. And it seems like my doctor, after the first time, should have figured out that Trilogy was what was giving me pneumonia. But yet I've been in the hospital 3 times now.
Okay, so you're wondering if you can go after the doctor for prescribing Trilogy. The answer.
Yeah, Roger, unfortunately, you really can't go after the doctor for something that is a known side effect of the drug. But, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV, but stop taking it.
Right. Okay, stop taking it, but you can't go after. There's nothing you can do.
You really, and it wouldn't be, the damages really wouldn't be there, even though sufficient to, because medical malpractice cases, crazy hard, expensive. You would spend expert fees like $50,000 to try to prove the case. And then if you've got, damages from pneumonia, not really worth it. But definitely sounds like stop taking it.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Roger. I was afraid you were going to say that because doctors they've got their ducks in a row when it comes to that. Jody, you're talking about property line now. Go ahead.
Hey, Lisa. Good morning, man. Hope you're doing well. I've got a sweet gum tree, a sweet gumball tree.
Oh, yeah.
Runs basically right down the property line. And I was wanting to trim it, but the thing about it is, the property line runs right smack through the trunk. And to the right of the other property is basically a field. It's not, it's not my property on the other side, but it's leads to a field there, right side of the field. I was just wondering, did I have any legal? If I wanted to take that tree down.
It's interesting. The property line runs right through the tree.
Yeah, that almost never happens. That's pretty unheard of. The best thing to do is if you could contact the other property owner and work it out, just to make sure there's not going to be any hard feelings. But I don't think you would have any significant legal risk because if it's right on the property line, you at least own half the tree.
Yeah, you
own
own half the tree.
And that never happens. Usually it's a tree. The problem is usually a tree is on the other person's property and it's coming over onto your property with the branches and the debris and stuff.
Yes.
But that's not your case. You've got, so that's half your tree. So technically, I think you can trim it, do whatever. But it would always, it's always better if you can just reach out to the other person and say, hey, I'm going to do this.
Right.
And they'll probably be glad.
Well, I just read an article the other day, and thank you very much, Jody. Good luck. I just read an article the other day about just that. There was a tree that was on one person's property, but of course the limbs went over to the other person's property, and it was dropping those little ball things on. And so does the guy who doesn't own the tree have any rights in that situation? What can you do if that's coming onto your property?
Yeah, people get into trouble with this a lot because they will take action. The better thing to do is to ask that person to do something about it because if you kill that tree, you've damaged their property and you owe them, several $100.
Yeah. If they say no, I'm doing nothing. Is there anything you can do other than just keep cleaning up those little gumball things?
That's the best thing to do. Yeah, because you don't want to go on their property and hurt their tree.
Exactly. Pam, you're talking about home loans. They're in the news a lot lately. Go ahead.
Hey, Lisa. I own a home, but it's with me and the bank, of course. But my daughter and her husband are going to move in with me. And I want to put their name on the loan with me so that if something happens to me, of course, they can just take over the payments on the home and keep it going instead of selling it to them. I just want them to not inherit it because it's not paid for, but I want them to be able to just take over it. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to move out of the home and move to the beach, and I want them to be able to take it over. Is that possible?
You would really, the best thing to do is to go through your bank and refinance because if you just put their name on the deed, you could potentially cause the bank to have an opportunity to require you to accelerate the whole loan and have an immediate lump sum of the entirety. Because there's this, usually in most mortgages, there's a due upon sale or due upon transfer clause which means if you make a change in the ownership, that impacts the bank's interest. So they have a right to say, hey, whoa, we weren't involved in that.
Right.
Now you owe the full amount. Right now.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty risky. And, rates are not great right now, so it's not a great time to do that.
I was going to say, if you refinance now, you're probably going to be paying a lot more for your mortgage payment.
Yeah, but if you have a good relationship with your bank, talk to them, because sometimes they will waive that. You can get them to waive that due upon transfer and let you put somebody's name on the deed.
Okay, so go through the bank.
Go talk to your bank.
Talk to the bank. And
Have fun at the beach.
Yeah, really. That's
sounds
great news.
great.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Pam. Appreciate that. Do you know, I just had a homeowner's insurance claim. My kitchen flooded.
Is that right?
I spoke with you about
Yes,
this.
we did.
I put my helmet back on.
Right,
I went to
right.
the closet. I called you. I said, my kitchen is flooded because of a faulty dishwasher. Well, I'm there now. The homeowner's insurance is stepping up and giving me payment for redoing the kitchen. And the bank has to know about that. I have to go to the bank and show them all that kind of stuff because they, have a lien on the
their
home.
name will be on the check.
That's right. So that's, I didn't know any of that. I said, can't you just hand me like cash?
Nah,
They don't do that. CJ, you're talking about law enforcement, and Lisa Lanier's here for Ask the Lawyer. CJ, go ahead.
Yes, Lisa. By the way, P1, and also I can corroborate Chris Demm's story. Report your income. Anyway, I have a question regarding digital insurance cards.
Yeah.
If I show a digital insurance ID card to an officer, is that legally? He can legally accept that as a form of identification for insurance. Is that correct?
A digital, it would say a digital card.
A copy of your insurance card.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they'll usually accept that. There's not really a clause in the statute or anything that says digital or not digital, but they'll usually accept that.
Okay, good. So that works out then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, CJ. It sounds like it'll work for you. I recently got a ticket. I don't know if you heard.
Jesus God, man. How many things are happening to
Strangely,
you?
This woman has saved your bacon how many times?
I know, at least three.
Right.
That's not the. I mean, this is going back to years ago. You saved it more time.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we've got you.
We have, yeah.
We've got a great. This lady right here, huh? Now I'm drunk when I say this,
Right,
but still,
I love you.
I love you so much.
I love you too, man.
Biggie used to be my best friend, but you're my best friend now. You're the one that.
Oh, God, please take the job.
What do you ever do for me, Biggie? She's saving me from all this
She
stuff.
brought jell-o,
She did
man.
all this stuff. Chris, you have a question about Trademark, and you're on with Lisa Lanier. Ask the lawyer, Chris.
Hey guys, so my friend and I, we were looking to start a small LLC for a pressure washing company, and our names are actually Chris versus like a Roman and
Okay.
Objection.
Okay, wait a minute.
Relevance.
I have an objection to that entirely. I don't even know if we should go through with this call because to me, that's over the line. Over the line! But we'll continue. Chris, go ahead, Chris. Yes.
So we were looking to name our company Two Guys Named Chris Pressure Washing, but we didn't know if Dick Broadcasting would be able to make us change that.
They would, but I have to tell you, I have a conflict here.
That's right.
Because I'm going to tell you, the first person that's going to be called by Chris Galley is me when we do that.
You can't name it that. You can't
Conflict,
name it.
sorry, got a conflict,
We,
but no.
we have that copyrighted, don't we?
Right,
That
yeah,
trademark
right.
somewhere.
Trademark, yeah.
Do we? You'd think we. Well, now in
We
fairness,
do have a price.
Yeah.
And nobody thought this show would last more than about 2 weeks, so I don't know if we went.
That's a fact.
I don't know if we wound up doing that or not. Well, good luck to you, Chris. But use a different name. That name I just can't fly.
Chris, they're going to make me sue you into
That's
the middle
right.
of next
We don't
year.
wanna do
You know
that. David, you have a question about insurance and attorneys. Go ahead.
Good morning. In the fall of 21, my wife and I suffered an accident. There have been some continuing issues with that. We did retain an attorney, but now we're at the point where things are clear as far as what's going to happen for long-term future. And our attorney is just very slow to react. There's very little communication. I know there are some dates necessary as far as notifying the opposing insurance. Is it possible to switch attorneys and not have any penalty as far as those dates not being met by the current attorney?
Good question.
So the only date you really have to worry about is your statute of limitations, which is 3 years in North Carolina as long as everybody survived, 2 years if somebody died. And so there's not really a notice. Some states have a notice, like you have to 30 days notice and that kind of thing. That's not the case here. But if your attorney is, slow to respond, you can certainly make a change. And the attorney may make a claim for the time that he or she spent in the case, but you should have called me, David.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Make a change.
Make a change.
You can,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So you can make a change.
You can make a change.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're in good change. You're in good shape there, David. Thank you, David.
Listen to the ghost of Michael Jackson.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Anonymous, we're talking child support now with Lisa Lanier. Ask the lawyer. Go ahead, Anonymous.
Okay, yes. Lisa, I have a question. When I got married, my wife had 2 kids by her ex-husband, and he was paying child support $300 a month for each kid. I never adopted the kids, so the child support continued to be paid until they were 18. Well, my wife had an affair about 5 years ago, and come to find out, the oldest child had a different father, and I'm the only one that knows, and she made me promise not to tell. Well, she has since passed away, and I'm wanting to tell the child, but can the guy who paid child support for a child that wasn't his sue me for back child support since she's no longer here?
Wait, can I just say before you, that's the most intriguing question.
That's a lot to unpack.
That is a lot.
Right.
Okay, so the first child, so he's paid $300 a month for that child that wasn't his, and now Anonymous is wanting to tell the child, but should he and can he? What are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, so on a personal level, not an attorney level, be careful telling that child, because that can be a really traumatic thing for the kid, and you want to make sure that the child is able to process that and not, have some kind of really negative reaction to it. But no, he can't come after you for sure for the child support. And actually, a lot of people inadvertently pay child support in this kind of situation on a kid that's not theirs, and there's no recourse.
There's no recourse at all.
No, she's right.
But thanks, Anonymous.
But you don't think ethically this person should tell? Well, because you often hear children want to know who their birth parents are.
Right.
No, would you want to know?
You can always play the health card.
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's true. But you're right to say you got to be in the right frame of mind.
Yeah. Just be careful. Just tread lightly.
But I think that your answer surprised me because I think now this person did pay $300 a month for years for a child that wasn't his. I think there should be some recourse for
who pays. Paternity is presumed in that situation, and it was never,
But where would the money come from in that situation?
Well, I don't know. That's the question because you don't want it to come from the child. You don't want it to come from that. You don't want it, our anonymous caller shouldn't have to pay it back. No. But the guy really got screwed. I mean, the wife had an affair unbeknownst to him, and now that's not his child, and he paid who knows how many thousands of dollars to help the child.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
At least he'll get into heaven. Amber's on.
What?
I said he'll get into heaven because he
helps.
helped
That's the Everclear talking.
Okay.
He's real drunk, y'all. Real drunk.
What'd you put in that shot, man?
Heaven.
He'll get into heaven because he helped this
That's
child.
the edible glitter, man.
That wasn't even his.
I'm not your dad, but I'm going to heaven.
What? That's why you can't get mad at a guy when he sits there and asks, "Is it mine?"
Well, all those DNA tests now, that's happening more often. We've talked about that many times.
Yeah.
Amber's our final call. I'm sorry we don't have more time. Ask a Lawyer with Lisa Lanier. It goes by so quickly, and Amber has a Facebook question. Amber, go ahead.
Hey, so about 2 years ago, we sold about $400 worth of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and since then, they have not released the funds for the items we've already shipped and can't recover. And they've kind of given us the runaround for 2 years through emails and phone calls and stuff and won't release the money. And they actually ended up deleting my Facebook account and saying I didn't follow community standards. Is there any way we can recoup those funds?
Good luck dealing with
good
Facebook.
luck. Facebook is terrible. There are, I know people who have had disputes with Facebook and have had to go out and buy those Oculus VR headsets to be able to communicate with them because Facebook owns the Oculus. And so that's actually a way that you can communicate with them a little bit more efficiently than trying to, because, they're like behind layers and layers of steel doors. And, so, I mean, honestly, over a small amount of money, it's not worth, you would have to take some kind of legal action. I mean, if you keep on and on and on, sometimes you can get some headway. But once they've shut you down, and
forget it.
I would close it up and chalk it up to. I would
just eat it.
Chalk it up to you get screwed.
Bad experience. Don't do that again.
That stinks. That really stinks because a huge company like that. And I have always said that on every Facebook page there should be 1-800-Facebook. That
Contact us at the bottom.
That's right.
Right.
That's
I mean,
right.
it's not
Hello,
that they're. I mean, it
Facebook.
sounds like they're in the wrong. And legally, they're in the wrong. But it's probably not. You're just not going to be able to win it.
I want Zuckerberg picking up the phone. Hello, Facebook. How may I help you? And I want her to be able. That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. The time goes by so quickly.
Too quickly.
Now, obviously, we'll have one more glitter bomb shot before you go. We'll do that because this has been so much fun. Now, I have to play Put Up or Shut Up. So I'm worried. This is your money, too.
Hey, this might make you better. Like, lubricate that brain.
That's right. It might be.
Couldn't hurt.